Hi, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of the SoCal Prep Report. Rich Stray along with Bob Gibson today. Mo Orr on vacation.
Again?
Bob, lost in Scottsdale, brother. That's the last I heard from the guy.
Come on. I don't think Mo exists anymore.
Signal was getting weak. Randy Rosenbaum will join us shortly with the LA City section rundown, but right now, semifinal action is up and coming. Quarterfinals finished last week in the CIF Southern Section football. Let's take a look now at Division I. Really no surprises, although the Jay Serra game, some people might say that was a surprise, but I don't think so. Bosco advances with the 56-6 win over San Clemente. Oaks Christian, Jay Serra, Bob, a game you called 35-34. Pretty good game there, huh?
Oh, that was an awesome game. It came down to the last play of the game after a go-ahead field goal by Oaks Christian. Jay Serra threw a desperation pass down the field. Monique McClain, everybody thought he had it in his hands. No. Tips off to the ground, and Oaks Christian.
Yeah, I understood when you made the call that game. You said, he caught it. I can't believe he caught it. You dropped it the whole time. Bob, you're a disgrace.
We were ready to explode. He caught with no time on the clock. It didn't happen.
All right, watch it there. Modern Day 56, Mission Viejo 17. That game was really close in the first half, and that was it.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Yeah, Modern Day really showed, I think, everybody, and I think this is Modern Day's statement to Centennial. Modern Day said, you know what? This is going to be an offensive game against Centennial. We're going to show you we can put up as many points as you can, and that's what Modern Day did in the second half of that game. A little surprised Mission Viejo didn't put up a bigger fight in the second half.
Mission Viejo has not been Mission Viejo since they got busted. Once they got popped for recruiting violations or whatever it was, they went in the toilet, Bob. I don't know if that player that was ineligible was that great. He was like the Magic Johnson of their team or something. But they have had a losing record since it was announced that they got caught.
Yeah, everything went downhill for Mission Viejo after that. Their first half of the season was as good as anybody's. But yeah, after the forfeits, they just kind of packed it in a little bit. They did have a big win, later on, earlier on in the playoffs, obviously, to get to that game against Modern Day, but it just wasn't to be for Mission Viejo this year.
All right, Centennial 58-20 over Rancho Cucamonga. Bob, you said that Mission Viejo was Modern Day was making a statement in the Mission Viejo game. Well, I don't think Centennial really cares about any of that crap. Hold on, I don't think you're gonna unnerve Matt Logan. I don't think you're going to unnerve that offense. No. These guys blow everybody out, and I do not think for 1 minute that they're afraid of Modern Day.
No, not at all. Not at all. But what happens here is, and I'll tell you what, is that this game is going to be all offense. And am I on camera? Here. Here's the defensive game plan for both Modern Day and Centennial. Gone, out the door.
Much.
There is going to be no defense in this game. There it is. The defensive coordinators might as well just sit down and sit this one out. This is going to be all offense. I expect a 65-59 crazy game between these two because I think that's exactly how this is going to play out. We're going to find out. Whoever has the ball last is probably going to win this one.
Well, I don't think Centennial's been in a game where they didn't score 100 points this year, so they're going to be right at home with Modern Day because you're right. These two teams do put up a lot of points, but we've seen this year so far, Modern Day's offense, man, they burp a lot. They make mistakes here and there, and that's why they've got, 2 losses, and they struggled more against, IMG Academy than they should have.
Well, I'm not so worried about the offense when it comes to Modern Day. I'm worried about their defense because if they can't at least slow down Centennial, they'll never stop Centennial. Nobody can stop Centennial. I don't know if Bosco can stop Centennial if it gets to that point. But if they can slow down and make a stop here or there on Centennial, then they get their offense back, and I think they can score points with Centennial. Now, that may be saying a mouthful, but I think they can. I like Modern Day's offense right now, what they're doing. I think they're in a groove right now.
Bob, the problem for Modern Day is trying to figure out the platoon situation. Corona Centennial comes out and they platoon. They have 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs. Yep. They platoon them, all right? You never see the same 2 guys in there, a series. They assign a running back and a quarterback to each set, and that's it.
Nope, you're exactly right.
So you're seeing the same offense. They're going to put 5 guys out wide, and the back's going to sneak out every now and then into the flat. But it's going to be hard to defend. It's just going to be difficult for defense. So it's going to be hard for Modern Day to stop them. Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible for anybody to stop anybody. These are high school kids. However, I just don't see it being that easy. They say Modern Day is going to win this game by 17 points. I don't see it.
Who says that?
38-21 is what I'm hearing the final's going to be.
Oh, God, somebody's on drugs with that.
You got to get on Vegas, see the over-under on this thing.
I do like Modern Day in the end here, but boy, I did not like that. 30, come on.
No,
38,
it's not.
21. You think they're going to hold Centennial to 21 points?
No.
Who made that true? Who made that prediction? Get out of here with that prediction.
You talk to the guys that
21 points for
talk
Centennial?
to Steve Wynn and his boys over there. They'll
Yeah,
talk
well,
all Las Vegas Boulevard, my friend.
Get out. That's a bad prediction.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's what they're saying. This is the same group of people that said Catella would lose, and they did lose last week.
Catella did lose. And I think it was the exact score.
Bob, don't root for anybody because you're the kiss of death. I keep telling you.
Modern Day will win that game.
Those are your semifinals. We'll see what happens. Ought to be good. Let's go to Division II now and have a look around and see what's happening. Division II, Bob, we like this Division II because there's a lot of even match teams here as well. And here we go with Rancho Verde. They advance. And, Bob, I don't know what happened now in Maney, man. I told you shouldn't have picked them to beat Rancho because they got beat 42-14. Wow. Notre Dame beat Los Alamitos 49-32. That is a very good ball game. Upland Norco, we said it would be close. Upland upsets Norco 33-28 and Calabasas 41-20 over San Juan Hills. That'll bring us to our semifinal between Rancho Verde taking on Notre Dame of Sherman Oaks. I didn't think we'd see Notre Dame in a semifinal, Bob.
And I didn't think we'd see Rancho Verde, to be honest with you. I thought there was a chance Rancho Verde may have a hiccup. Rancho Verde looks, every bit like the #1 team here in this division. The story going on with Notre Dame and everything, and head coach Kevin Rooney. I mean, your heart goes out to the program and the head coach, and you got to think that there's a lot of feeling behind that and what's going on. But boy, that's a tough draw with Rancho Verde this week. On the other side of it. Can we talk about the other side? Let's
talk about it. Calabasas and Upland?
I like Calabasas here. I just think it's a Calabasas Rancho Verde final, and I don't know why. It just seems like it should be that way.
Well, Calabasas, of course, they're dealing with other issues we're going to talk about a little bit later on with the fires and this, that, and the other. Upland, man, Rooney's got his team back. I mean, look what they're doing, Bob. They're back in the semifinals. This is a good game. We would never see this game otherwise because these two teams are so regionally far from each other that they would never meet. Now they're meeting because everything's been turned upside down. All the leagues, all the conferences are jumbled together. There's no rhyme or reason. You got teams in the same, you got one league that's got 4 teams in the playoffs and they're all in different divisions, Bob.
I know.
It's crazy out there.
It's crazy when it gets to playoff time, but I'll tell you, Upland's really scratched themselves back. That bad loss to Mission Viejo earlier in the season, that's way in the rear.
It wasn't a bad loss. Mission Viejo's a good team.
Mission Viejo's a good team.
They got caught.
But you think Upland would have played a little better, a little closer in that game. Upland's a damn good program. You know they are, but they should have played Mission Viejo a little bit better. But I'll tell you what, I think Upland's got a heck of a chance here, but I like Calabasas.
All right, let's go to Division III. Let's have a quick look at Division III. We're going to start running through these things, Bob. Cajon and your boys Paraclete, man, couldn't believe that score. Cajon 76, Paraclete 40. Great ball game, Bob. I love seeing 116 points, all right? Nothing wrong with that.
How come they couldn't get in the end zone?
Don't ask me, man. I wasn't at that
sorry.
game. Santiago advances, Capo Valley advances over Santiago. Santiago in that Big 8 division there with Corona Centennial, they're battle tested. Didn't quite work out for them at this point. They lost to Capo Valley 28-20. Cajon Capo Valley be a good ball game. Sierra Canyon 62, Moore Park 21. Very decisive games for Cajon and Sierra Canyon. Citrus Hill beat Downey 35-28 in a good ball game. The way things are looking, Bob, I don't know what to tell you. Cajon is the favorite over Capo Valley. Sierra Canyon, big favorite over Citrus Hill, Bob.
That's the way I see it. I like Cajon over Capo Valley, and I like Sierra Canyon to come through and win this whole thing. Sierra Canyon's been that program. They haven't been as strong as they were a couple years back when they won a state championship, but now I think they're back rolling again. Sierra Canyon looks like
they won a state championship, Bob?
They did win a state championship a few years back. Yes,
Good memory, Bob. Good memory.
Yes, they did.
All right, continuing on Division 4. Let's have a quick look. We got to run now. Now it's a sprint, man, because Rosamond's going to come in here and talk all city all the time, right, Randy?
And we got some good city stuff to talk about.
Absolutely, man. All right, Corona Del Mar over Yorba Linda, 49-12. Corona Del Mar is really good. Let me just go on record as saying that, okay? Oh, they are number 1 in this division, right, Bob? All right, pretty good ball club. Camarillo 44-20 over Oak Hills. Camarillo, actually, Corona Del Mar's favored against Camarillo, but it's only a touchdown, Bob. It's not very much. Matter of fact, it's a touchdown minus an extra point. So
I like Corona Del Mar big in this one, actually.
Now, Bob, you got to tell me about Grace Brethren. They defeated Paramount 41-12. Paramount's got like 4,000 people in it. They got 2 high schools. It's so darn big.
Grace Brethren might have 400.
Yeah, man. What's going on? Grace again, man. They came away with the big victory, and now they're going to play Villa Park. And believe it or not, Grace Brethren is favored by 1 point in this game, Bob.
They
flipped the coin on that one.
No, this has been a great story. Grace Brethren's been a great story all year. They've had a great season, but boy, hard to pick against Villa Park and what they've done. They're talking about battle tested. Villa Park is battle tested
Bob,
this year.
I think Grace Brethren should be in Division 1. Throw them in the Trinity League right now.
Corona Del Mar in Division 4. Corona Del Mar will be a Division 2 team next year.
They're
you
really
can bank
good.
on that. That program needs to go way up.
They take care of business. Okay, let's look at Division 5 now. Let's just run now, Bob. We don't have a lot of time to be messing around.
Let's do it.
You got Aquinas and Palos Verdes. Palos Verdes defeated Aquinas, and they're in the semis against Glendora, who beat Apple Valley, Bob. So good semifinal there. Lawndale, who's been good all year. St. Paul will be in the semifinals against them. They defeated Lacerda this week. Lacerda and St. Paul are probably literally 4 miles apart, Bob.
Right.
And here we go with Lacerda Lancers coming out. And, man, they couldn't wait to get their hands on St. Paul. They thought they had them. St. Paul's a tiny school, and they're playing at the pit, Bob. There's the pit at St. Paul with their brand-new field. And there's the Ansich, Marion Ansich Fieldhouse in the background. That's the football room back there, Bob. That's how big football is over there.
No, football's huge at
They
St.
got a whole
Paul.
4-car garage, man. All right? Looking good. Here's Lacerda again getting in the end zone. This game was close, as we mentioned. And the Swordsmen just kept fighting, kept coming back. Rick Cepeda and company just putting it to Lacerda. Now, remember, Lacerda was in the game against West Covina in the finals a couple years back. What was that score, like 84?
Yeah, no, it was one of those ones there.
84 to nothing or something like that. It was horrible.
Nobody could play any defense in that one, right?
Yeah, West Covina, man, should have been in the No Love Club that year because they dominated. But Lacerda still on top here. St. Paul again with a pass late in the ball game. And that may have been the winning score, Bob. Look at the fans there. This thing was packed.
Look, St. Paul's a legacy program. We know that. The legendary coach, who we've talked about him so much, Marion Ansich, and the championships he won over there. So it's always good to see a legacy program like St. Paul get back to this point, get back to where they're playing maybe for championships next week, after this week. I mean,
Bob,
we'll have
this
to see,
game, this game
good
was
to see.
sold out. It was sold out like 2 weeks before the game. They didn't even know they were going to play. Just in case they played this game, they were selling tickets. And it came to fruition. And here they are, and it's sold out. That little section right there, that's where the band sits. You know, at this place, they sell season tickets, Bob, at St. Paul. You get to sit on the 50, you get to sit between the 40s.
What's that cost you?
I have no idea, but it's a lot of bread, I'll tell you right now. St. Paul advancing. I like them over Lawndale just because they're having a fairy tale season, Bob.
Yeah, I agree. I like St. Paul on that side of the bracket, and I'm going to flip a coin on the other side. I don't know, Glendora's really shown that they're a team to be reckoned with too. So I wouldn't be surprised either team on the other side of the bracket there.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
All right, joining us now, as always, for the City Section Report, we have Randy Rosenblum. And Randy, it's like I told you all season long, I knew Narbonne was going to get healthy. I knew they were going to be there, and apparently they're there.
They're definitely there, and I'm shocked at how easily they defeated Venice. Now, I expected them to beat the Gondoliers, but 67-0.
Yeah,
the game was 43-0 in the second quarter. Now, Angela Gasca's got a very talented offensive team at Venice. Luca Diamant, one of the better quarterbacks in the city. Still, they get blanked, and Narbonne beats them 67-0. Gauchos on their way for their 5th straight title.
Now, Randy, this is open division, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think if they did not have the week off, this game would have been any different? I know it's a stupid question when it was 67-0, but do you think maybe maybe Venice would have scored a touchdown if they played the game?
Probably not, but maybe.
Right.
Who knows?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's who knows with the suggestion. Narbonne got rested. They got all their athletes. They had some guys who weren't eligible early in the year that are back. They're just really
but
good.
67-0, man.
That's crazy at this stage in the
Outrageous.
quarterfinal game.
Absolutely.
The other game on that side of the bracket was the championship of the San Fernando Valley. Birmingham, the number 4, against San Fernando, the number 5. This game was moved. Originally, it was supposed to be played at Pierce because of the fires. They played it at Granada Hills. Birmingham hadn't played in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Didn't bother them. They opened up a 20-7 lead late in the ball game. San Fernando drives down with 2 minutes left, scores a touchdown. Kyle Bryant catches the score. 2014, they get the onside kick, a penalty on Birmingham. San Fernando had numerous shots in the end zone in the final minute. Birmingham got a late sack and prevailed 20-14. And now they move on to take on Narbonne in one semi. On the other side of the bracket, Eagle Rock holds off Palisades 24-21, but Eagle Rock was in control the whole night. And Garfield went to Carson. P.J. Garcia had 160 yards rushing and 2 scores. Garfield stays unbeaten, and that sets up the game of the millennium. The biggest game ever, right?
Yeah, no hyperbole here. None.
No. Okay, the game of the century. We got Garfield and Eagle Rock this week, 2 11-0 teams. And what's great about the semifinals, the winners here will get bowl berths. The Division I champion's not going to get a bowl berth. So by making it into the semis, now it becomes a game for a bowl berth.
Now let me ask you about that Garfield-Carson game. Man, when I was checking it out here and there, I was looking around. It seemed like Garfield was going to lose that game. They were down a good part of the game, Randy.
Yeah, they got a big interception late in the game, and they were able to turn it into a touchdown for Garcia. You know, that's a Garfield team that's well coached by Lorenzo Hernandez, and they went to Carson. A lot of people look at it as an upset, even though Carson was playing without 12 players because they came off the bench in their rivalry game against Narbonne. But it's a great win for Garfield, regardless, out of the Eastern League to beat them, a historically powerful Marine League squad. But Garfield, Eagle Rock, I'm just loving that. That's just going to be a phenomenal game this week. I just can't wait to see who wins that one.
How many coaches are going to be using that Carson example as why you should not leave the bench during a fight? Fights are stupid in football anyway.
Well, I got another one for you because
All right.
it happened
Let's
again
talk
here
about
in Division I as we put these brackets up. Westchester was the number 2 seed. They got beat, and the reason they lost, 26 of their players weren't eligible to play because they came off the bench the week before when they beat Jefferson.
That's got to be half their team, Randy.
It was half their team. They brought JV kids up. They play Southgate, who's the number 10 seed.
Oh, my
Southgate gets by them. I mean, Westchester was competitive in the game, so give the Westchester kids who were on hand
But that's
a
like
lot of
playing a
credit.
pickup game, Randy. Let's be honest about it. When you got to throw a whole new set in there, it's like a pickup game.
It was. And then there's San Pedro gets a nice win over Reseda. And now the Pirates get to play Southgate, so you got to think, hey, they got a great chance.
It's like a
so
bye.
San Pedro's going to get into the finals, you would think.
Right.
And then on the other side, Dorsey over Crenshaw big. This was the rematch. I thought Crenshaw had a shot here, but Dorsey the number 1 seed. And now they'll take on Fairfax, which outscored Banning. Very good game there. Fairfax, Dorsey's going to be a slugfest. Those are 2 hard-hitting ball clubs. I believe the winner of that game's got a great chance to win the championship in D1.
The mindset of San Pedro has almost got to be one of overconfidence this upcoming week, though, I would think.
I would think so. And by being the higher seed now, with Southgate being the 10 seed, San Pedro gets to host. And they're tough at Pirate Stadium,
not
at
gonna
Mike
lose
Walsh
that
Pirate
game.
Stadium. They're going to win the game.
All right, let's continue on. Let's go Division II now and take a look at the LA City section, D2.
Oh, we got Franklin, who's been really good all season long, and they just figure to move all the way through. Locke, who defeated a good Arleta team in a very tight game, will give them a battle, but Franklin with Bobadilla at quarterback is just so good offensively. So look for Franklin to advance. On the other side of the bracket, Canoga Parks had a very solid year, and Roosevelt, I got to credit Roosevelt. You know, they lost the Garfield game, they get into the playoffs, they beat Marshall, then they take on the number 2 seeded Wilson team, and I told you on the set last week, this game would be a very high scoring game. Roosevelt shut out Wilson.
Wow.
Very impressive win for the Rough Riders. They'll be up against it this week. It'll be a tough game against Canoga. They got a shot to get all the way to the finals, but still the team to beat is Franklin.
I got to ask you, how many guys did Wilson have sitting out in that game?
No, they had their team.
All right, just
Wilson
checking. You
had
never know
their,
about that.
they had their club.
Okay.
Now let's move on to Division III, where Santee has been really good all year. They got a running back, maybe the best running back in the city, in Richard Todd. So Santee over Lincoln, no surprise. Manual Arts has a good club. That was a good win for them over Gardena, but it's going to be tough against Santee. On the other side, Fremont is very good. Chatsworth, to me, is overachieved. That was a very nice win. They outscored Monroe, so a very good win for the Chancellors there. But again, when you look at this, with Todd, that great running back, Santee, the number 1 seed, the heavy favorite there.
So was that Richard Todd's kid, the old Jet quarterback?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you got to ask those questions,
No,
you know.
no,
That's an odd name. You
No,
never
it
hear
is,
Richard
it is.
Todd.
But this guy's a pretty good running back. Now we got to talk too about a game that was delayed because of the fires, and that's the 8-man contest. Animal Robinson was banged up a little bit. They're the heavy favorite to win here. In fact, they put 60 on Sherman Oaks CES earlier in the year in late September. They beat them 60-8.
Wow.
They were banged up a little bit. Now they get an extra week of rest. Animal Robinson trying to win their 3rd 8-man title in 4 years. I don't think there's any doubt that Animal Robinson will lay a number on Sherman Oaks CES. Some other notes there you can see in boys water polo. Palisades dominates Birmingham. Palisades has won that title now 7 straight years. Birmingham really was never in this match. Pally opened up a quick lead and easily prevailed in boys water polo. And Pally in tennis gets a victory 4-3 over Granada Hills. This went to the final doubles match. Pally pulled it out. Pally's girls teams now, Rich, have won 26 girls tennis titles.
That's a ton. 26.
26.
Nobody comes close, right?
No one's close. Bud Kling, who's the coach there, both the boys and the girls, every year has the best teams. He's a phenomenal coach.
Bob was trying to tell me Chris Everett went there. Bob, you're so full of it. He just said that right now, okay?
You know what?
I can't let him get
She
away
couldn't have
with
made the team there. Are you kidding?
Yeah, come on, Bob. You know that.
She wasn't that good.
All right, that's the city section report. Now we're going to delve back into the southern section because there's 1,000 divisions in there. Randy, you going to bow out? You can sneak off if you want, dude. I mean, that's every year.
I'll start talking about Eagle Rock again and Garfield. That's the game of the millennium.
Game of the millennium.
The game of the millennium.
No hyperbole at all.
The fifth one this year, by the way. The fourth one in California. All right, let's go Division 6, take a look. We're going to start with the No Love Club people. South Hills continues on. Bob, all right? They're in against Pacifica now.
Yes.
They beat Miracosta. Miracosta's a staunch team. They're very good, but not as good as South Hills.
Not as good as South Hills. South Hills has completely dominated this division. South Hills will roll in this division and win a championship.
I don't know.
Nobody can get in South Hills.
Wait a minute. I like Oxnard. The Yellow Jackets are always good.
No chance.
Well, they're gonna. They beat
South
West
Hills.
Ranch. And I don't know how much the fire had to do with this game, but Oxnard too. They're not safe up there either right now. Everybody's getting it, Randy.
Yeah.
There's no question. But
You're going to be on the roof tonight with the thing with the hose in your
Garden
hand.
hose.
I mean, don't sleep on the Yellow Jackets. Oxnard
right.
is very good.
I won't sleep on them, but South Hills is really good.
Serrano's and St. Margaret's. St. Margaret's could be Huntington Beach, and then they lost to Serrano, Bob. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that stopped their run, and we thought that was going to be one of those Cinderella runs, going on there, but didn't happen. Didn't happen there. It doesn't matter. South Hills here. We'll roll. Am I in the wrong spot? Thank you.
There you go. Very good. All right, continue on. Let's go to Division 7 now. And let's have a look and see what's going on. Northview out in Covina, Bob. They defeated Raul Lara's Warren team and Milliken in Culver City. Culver City beat Milliken. I don't understand these pairings. Milliken has got so many players, and they got 5,000 kids in that school, Bob.
Easily.
Culver City's not quite that large, but again, Culver City advances. They will get Northview. Northview's tough in football. They're tough in everything.
Okay, they got the legendary wrestling program in Northview. We know
Yes,
that.
they
So you
do.
got to think a lot of those kids are football players too, right? There's got to be a lot of crossover there.
Yeah, but their lower divisions carry them like right now during the tournaments and stuff. The lower weight divisions will carry your team until your football players come in.
Culver City's been scoring a lot of points all
they
season
have.
long. They're a very dangerous team. They can put points on the board.
That's going to be a fun game.
Yeah,
on
the
that side of
Northfield
bracket.
Culver City game is going to be very, very good indeed. Notre Dame and San Jacinto. San Jacinto moves on with the victory over Notre Dame. And then we have Grand Terrace and Valencia. And Randy, this was the Valencia team that you thought they played Mater Dei in the first round. Who was it? Remember? There was
No, this is a different Valencia team.
this is the one you were thinking of,
This
right?
is right.
here.
This is the Valencia of Placentia.
Yeah.
And they're killing everybody. They're in the semifinals against San Jacinto. I don't have a clue who's going to win this thing. I'm picking Northview, though, by the way. Here's Division 8, the one we were talking about. Catella was underdog to Altaloma, even though they're the #1 team in the No Love to defending state champs. But it wasn't too long ago. Altaloma was like Division 2. They were licking the edges on Division 1 in there. And here they are defeating Catella. Temesco Canyon, Arcadia, the Apaches of Arcadia advance. They'll be playing Altaloma in the semis. On the other side of the bracket, it's Santa Ana over Temecula Valley. San Dimas and Kaiser mixed it up, and Kaiser came away with the victory. Kaiser Santa Ana mixed it up. I'm going to stick with Altaloma in this bracket. Anybody that could beat Catella, even though it was a good game, close game, I still got to go with Altaloma.
I want to go with the Saints of Santa Ana. The Cinderella story continues.
Randy, you got a horse in that race?
No, but I'll say Kaiser because I picked
right.
them the last time I was on the show.
All right,
Good
very
enough.
good, Randy. Yeah, you won.
We're all over the board there.
One up, yeah.
I am
one up
all
to
over
most
the
of us.
board.
Absolutely. All right, Division 9, Palm Desert. Man, we should have our boy Carlos
Yeah, right?
Pena here telling us what's up. But it's Palm Desert took on San Gorgonio. San Gorgonio was victorious. Garden Grove in the lower bracket defeated Elisa Niguel.
The Argonauts.
San Marino and North, of course, North advances. And then Norte Vista lost to Brea Linda. So Brea will take on North Torrance, San Gorgonio, Garden Grove. Traditionally, North Torrance is your team in this bracket. But right now, and don't forget also Garden Grove. They've had some pretty good Hey, look at Willie Puga.
Yeah.
Took him to 2 titles
Yeah,
back to
yes,
back.
he
He had
did.
some players those years too, but look where they are now in the semifinals against San Gregorio. I got to go with North Torrance though.
No, that Garden Grove program, of course, the late coach Joe Hay, who took them to
Hay.
prominence, right? Yeah, we remember Coach Hay
Yes,
out
indeed.
there. Willie Puga took over for that program when Coach Hay passed away, and it took them to great heights. So we know that Garden Grove program battle tested in there,
And,
but you're right,
yeah.
it's gonna be a fun one.
Well, let's not overlook Brea Olinda. They're known for really girls basketball. They've always
Yes.
had great
True,
athletes there.
true.
So, Brea Olinda's got to be given a chance.
That's a
And
basketball
don't
school
forget,
playing great football.
if Willie Puga had just stayed at Orange Garden Grove High School instead of moving on to Notre Dame as the offensive coordinator, I'm talking the Domers. I'm talking Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish.
He and Brian Kelly.
He took a little bit better job, all right? Highland advances. They were the top seed in Division 10. They will be taking on Bonita, who defeated Hillcrest. And the other side of the bracket, it's Eisenhower over Chaffee. El Rancho from the Del Rio League overnight. Knight was the seed, Bob. They were like the number 3 seed in
man.
this
That was
thing.
my team, Pete Knight.
And El Rancho, just a little tiny school in Pico Rivera, is getting into the semifinals against Eisenhower, a huge school in the Inland Empire. How come these two teams
Say
are
it,
playing?
Randy.
I mean, you
Say
got to
it.
go with Eisenhower.
I like
We love
Ike.
Ike, yes. But again, Eisenhower's been, at the highest level. I mean, they've been nationally ranked over the years.
Absolutely,
You got to
absolutely.
think the Eagles will fly here.
I'm taking El Rancho, the Dons, the
What?
home. Ernie Johnson, who's the godfather of football in SoCal. He took El Rancho. They won like 10 CIF titles in 8 years.
Another
If you can
legacy
believe that,
program,
that's really working hard if it's 8 out of 10.
Right, another
And,
legacy program.
and don't forget, he won national championships in the 60s. He put El Rancho on the map, and unbelievable. Here we go, Division
was
11.
Max Preps handing those out in the 60s?
Yeah, right. Max Preps, man.
Oh,
Peninsula
you have to
Heaven
show D11?
in the we're going to get there.
I started at Yucca Valley. They got knocked out. I'm heartbroken over this. You
Look at
shouldn't have
these
shown
schools,
this.
Randy. Peninsula, Palos Verdes area, Western in Anaheim, Beaumont in Beaumont, right? And Hemet out in the Inland Empire.
You gotta love this.
This is all over the joint. man.
Beaumont's Palm Springs here, but I'm devastated
On the
that
way.
Yucca got knocked out.
All right, number 12. Let's continue. We got 2 minutes to go. Let's run, baby. Linfield Christian in the semis against Xavier Prep. Xavier Prep, baby. All right, and then we got Laguna Beach taking on Northwood of Irvine. Actually, Laguna Beach advanced over Northwood. And we have Artesia, who is in the new 605 league. They were from the Suburban League. It's funny how things change a little bit. Artesia now in the semis.
Right.
La Mirada, Mayfair, Bellflower are
Yeah.
all home, and Artesia's moving on. What's going on, baby? What it is?
Little shout out for the artists of Laguna Beach. I know they're the breakers, but they should be the artists.
Absolutely. And then we have Division 13 El Monte, advanced over Fairmont Prep of Anaheim or Yorba Linda, one of those two areas. Savannah, Adelanto, of course, advances. Orange Vista. Really? There's an Orange Vista, Bob?
There is an Orange Vista.
Or is that Orange High School? All
no,
right.
that's
Well, Orange Vista's defeated Loyola Gary in the semis.
doesn't
against
matter.
Lane. What's up, Randy?
El Monte is the team in this division.
Yeah, they've been number 1 all year here, but I saw Adelanto earlier in the year, and they have tremendous team speed.
Hey, you gotta wonder. There's no houses out in Adelanto. You ever drive through there? There's like one exit. There's not even a 7-Eleven in that town.
Yeah,
Wait a minute, the
Adelanto's
homes
on
there
the
are
way
about
to somewhere.
$70,000.
Yeah,
Really?
they are.
70,000.
But there's nowhere
Hey.
to work, man. You got to be on a pension or Social
But for
Security
so
live
you
out
just,
there.
just write a check for 70 and you're home free.
I love it, man. Anyways,
You got that much in your pocket, right?
Yeah, I do. Actually.
listen, Adelanto gets Almonte. Bob's taking Almonte. That's the kiss of death for Almonte. So Adelanto's going to be in the
no.
finals.
Adelanto, baby.
They're going to be in the finals. It's done.
El Monte's too good. They
Bob,
will
you
overcome
kill
my-
everybody's
no,
dream. You're
no,
dream
El
killer.
Monte's too good.
You're a dream killer, man. So anyways, that's it for now. I mean, next week we'll be talking about the finals. We're going to come to you next week now from the CIF Southern Section Luncheon. That's where all the teams get together in the finals. They bring a couple of their stud athletes, their principal, their athletic director, and a couple other hangers-on, and we get to eat and have a good time, fellas, right? Pretty much.
Oh, it's always fun. It's always a good time.
Hey, we get to talk about Garfield and Eagle Rock, the game of the millennium.
Well, there's going to be food there. That's all I know. That's why I'm going. So we're going to have a good time just the same. So on behalf of Rosenblum and my friend here, Bob Gibson, we don't know where Mo is. Mo was on vacation.
lost.
I'll be gone
Mo
a
doesn't
week.
exist anymore.
It's been 14
Figment
days.
of our imagination,
Mo.
I
I
think.
think.
Dream.
Jail are you in right now, my friend? All right. See y'all next week. Good luck to everybody.
Good night.